Tonight on CTV News at 6. It's 110 years old.
You just got to go full steam at it and do whatever it takes to get the bridge, because this is an economic corridor. Changes people's lives.
The Premier and the province commit to replacing the swing bridge at Little Current. There are complaints about them.
It is something I have heard from our community members, especially in the South End when I'm out and about.
What does the Timmins police chief think about ATVs on city roads? And they are a passionate bunch.
Inflation is a big thing. A lot of people are losing their jobs. So it's just very important. Food is a necessity, right?
These students are helping to stock the shelves at the Sturgeon Falls Food Bank.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday, October 9th. Police in North Bay have laid charges in the death of a 3-month-old back in January. Emergency crews responded to a call January 13th on Lavaz Road, where they found a child who initially had no vital signs. Paramedics took the child to hospital with life-threatening injuries, where the baby died 6 days later. Today, police have charged a man and a woman with manslaughter, assault causing bodily harm, and failure to provide the necessities of life. Police are not confirming if the man and woman are related to the child. Police in Sault Ste. Marie are investigating a death at a correctional facility today. The call came in just after 9:30 this morning. Police say one person died suddenly this morning at the Algoma Treatment and Remand Center. The investigation is ongoing. The shelter-in-place order for a First Nation near Geraldton has been lifted. Anishinaabe Police and OPP say they responded to shots being fired in Gunoogaming First Nation yesterday and found one person dead and another with injuries, which prompted a manhunt. The suspects are still at large, but police said in a news release this afternoon the situation has stabilized and we're lifting the shelter-in-place order. To read the latest on this story, head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. Ontario Premier Doug Ford was on Manitoulin Island today for several announcements, including the next step in replacing the historic swing bridge at Little Current. We get more from CTV's Angela Gemmell.
This is the only road crossing onto Manitoulin Island. This single-lane historic swing bridge is about to be replaced.
We just got to go full steam at it and do whatever it takes to get the bridge, because this is an economic corridor. Changes people's lives.
Now it's considered an Ontario heritage site. Locals and travelers alike know the lifeline that bridge brings to the island for now and over the last several decades.
Premier Doug Ford was in Little Current to announce the detailed design contract for the replacement bridge has been awarded to Stantec Consulting.
We're very excited to see this next step take place, and as everybody on the island knows, it's become the topic of the day. It's no longer saying it's a sunny, bright day. It's how's that bridge going today? So I'm really happy to have this happen.
The $9 million project will replace the 112-year-old single-lane bridge with a wider 2-lane structure, which is still expected to swing for boat traffic. Those who call Manitoulin home say it opens up more possibilities for infrastructure to move across.
People are looking at modular homes, and right now they can't fit across that bridge. It costs extra for homeowners to purchase those modular units to create homes for themselves.
We need that extra width because sometimes the engineers have expanded to the point where the old bridge cannot accommodate. They got to come by barge, or they've got to be broke down into pieces.
The Premier says construction will begin early next year.
So we'll keep the one open until the other one gets built. I can't wait to come back. No, this is historic stuff happening.
During peak summer months, 4,500 vehicles cross the bridge daily, and it's the only road access onto the island. So the replacement will improve traffic operations for residents and tourists alike. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Little Current.
And the Premier started his visit to Manitoulin Island in Wikwemikong. He announced funding for a long-awaited redevelopment of a nursing home. CTV's Lindsay Alec reports.
3, 2, 1. Shovels are in the ground. The province has announced a $45 million investment through the Capital Funding Program.
This means we are building 58,000 new and redeveloped beds across the province of Ontario, but even here in this beautiful community. I want you to know that there are many other Indigenous projects that are coming through this ministry, and we will continue that partnership and that hard work of reconciliation and repatriation and bringing elders home.
The new Wikwemikong nursing home will replace the community's existing home, which was set to expire this year.
I pleaded to the government stating, if we don't get the funding for this long-term care facility, those elders who were removed as children will get removed a second time as elders. Our current facility is still equipped to house our elders. So the ministry did extend our license for another couple of years until the new build is completed.
The new facility expands the nursing home from 56 to 96 beds.
And I can't wait to come back and see the actual elders home, because as you've heard over and over again, nothing means more to all of us than our elders, our parents, our grandparents. And as you've heard many times, they're the ones who built communities that took care of us. And as Natalia and everyone else said, it's our turn now to make something beautiful.
Chief Almanica says construction will begin spring of 2026 with the hopes of moving residents from this facility to the new site by 2028. Lindsay Alec, CTV News, Wikwemikong.
And the Premier wrapped up his visit in Gore Bay today, announcing funding for another long-term care home, St. Joseph's Lodge. That build will have 64 new modern beds and feature services such as optometry, a hair salon, and spiritual care. It's under construction and is expected to welcome its first residents in 2027. Shifting gears now to the weather. It was downright frosty this morning. Did you have to scrape your vehicle's windshield? With more on the cool down, here's Mr. Freeze, Rick Wyman.
I cheated, Tony. I'm sorry to say I cheated. I used the car starter to partially defrost that windshield. No scraping yet, but that time is going to come. Let's check out our systems map right now. We've got some precipitation moving into the northeast. Chance of showers by about midday in Greater Sudbury Nickel Belt for tomorrow. And in other areas, there is the chance of showers. We'll get into some of the numbers a little bit later on. Of course, our current temperatures, and of course, we'll bring in the arborist, the expert, to talk about, well, what you can do to prepare your trees for the winter season approaching. Tony, that's coming up in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Rick. More hurdles in its way. Still to come on CTV News at 6. A wildlife rescue center in Greater Sudbury is facing a new obstacle. Right now, though, let's head to Gillies Lake in Timmins, a mix of sun and cloud and 13 degrees. We will return after these commercial messages.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The Turtle Pond Wildlife Center in the Greater Sudbury community of Valcarin is facing a new challenge. A lack of veterinary services for the wildlife it cares for means it can no longer take in animals that require vet services, with the exception of reptiles. CTV's Alan Everson reports.
Turtle Pond Wildlife Center founder Gloria Morissette feeds a saw-whet owl with a wing injury. It's healing, but the center can no longer take in animals that require veterinary services, like examinations, x-rays, or pain management.
Our wonderful vet that I've worked with for 10 years is, I finally worn her out, and she'd like to take a step back and just reduce the species of animals that she deals with.
Morissette says it leaves a void, providing services for animals and birds, but the vet will continue treating reptiles.
Because we don't have the ability to treat trauma cases, especially, severely hurt or animals that, require a humane euthanasia, we can't provide those services right now.
Katrina Vandelite is an animal caregiver and has seen many animals recover and grow from being orphans. She says it's rewarding.
The best part is to see them come in, and you get to see them progress, and then you release them back out into the wild, and yeah, it's what I'm here for.
Morissette says she is hopeful in time the center can return to caring for all wild animals that need care.
What I would really like to see happen is multiple vets get involved, where it's not going to be such a burden on one individual. Vets are strapped here in Sudbury as well as across the province.
Right now, the centre has 140 orphaned, injured, and sick animals under care and maintenance. Alana Everson, CTV News, Valcarin.
At a Timmins Police Service Board meeting today, the chief shared where the organization stands when it comes to all-terrain vehicles on municipal roads. CTV's Lydia Chubak has more.
Police Chief Sidney Leckie was asked to look into whatever statistics the Timmins Police Service has on all-terrain vehicles, and he filed his report to the board today. Last year, 23 official complaints were made to the Timmins Police Service about all-terrain vehicles in the municipality, and so far this year there's been 19. He says while the number of complaints and offences issued by police are relatively low, that doesn't mean ATV-related crimes are not happening.
It is something I have heard from our community members, especially in the South End when I'm out and about.
He says he looked into a past report presented to Timmins Council by former Chief John Gauthier 5 years ago and says the Timmins Police Service maintains the same view as it did then.
Timmins Police Service is not supportive of ATVs on city streets, and whether it's ATVs or off-road vehicles. I think from a public safety perspective, it is not a wise thing to do, in my opinion. We are the ones who deal with the complaints, and we deal with the collisions and all that comes from it. So our position hasn't changed. It remains the same, that we are not supportive.
He says his report will be forwarded to council. The chief also highlighted how a recent provincial change to increase security measures at courthouses has added a financial pressure on the service.
It adds pressure because we need resources to be able to, human resources, our special constables to be able to man those locations, a little bit longer operating hours, and that means we need more people to be able to do that.
The chief says there is an added challenge in the city because there are courthouses in multiple locations, including one inside a mall. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
It's called Level Up Skilled Trades Fair, and it's underway in Sudbury. The city is one of 12 stops for Skilled Trades Ontario. CTV's Madison Merrier drills deeper into the story.
Skilled Trades Ontario is hoping to engage more than 50,000 students this year at Level Up, showing them the future trades has to offer.
It's an event being put on by the Ministry of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development to introduce students to rewarding careers in the skilled trades and change sort of the narrative that has taken place over many years, right? Showing that these are rewarding careers, they're well-paying careers, and there are other opportunities out there than sort of the traditional paths.
It's an opportunity for them just to give them a taste of trades and just to let them know how many trades there are. Like, it's baffling, and most of them have never heard of them.
For many students, the hands-on experience at the fair lit a spark for a future in trades.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I'm thinking being an engineer, and I thought all of these trades, engineers have different skills in all of them.
I'm interested in mechanics since it's really cool, and I like fixing a lot of stuff.
I'm really looking into going into like mechatronics or mechanical engineering for high school, and I wouldn't even thought of it as an option before I did robotics, but now it just seems like so much more realistic because I'm doing it right now.
A lot of booths were set up where union representatives, apprenticeship programs, colleges, and employers were teaching the benefits of the trades through interactive educational tools.
We've got a lot of fun activities for the youth to play here today. We have our friends at NorCat who have brought their experiential virtual reality to really understand safety and training. We've got a drone that they're flying underground. We also have our friends at Cover Gals who are here, and we've got the students trying on inclusive PPE.
By showing them the variety and exposing them and kind of guiding them towards those trades, we can kind of avoid maybe a further trade shortage that we're experiencing right now.
Level Up will be heading to 2 other northern cities like Timmins and Thunder Bay before the fair ends in December. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury. Back now for a check on your current conditions. Here's Rick.
Tony, not as cool as last night with our current conditions. Nice night, but first we've got a band of precipitation making its way to northeastern Ontario. We'll get into some of the temperatures and conditions coming up in just a moment. But first, let's have a look now at what's happening outside your door. 14 in Moosonee, Cochrane, sun and cloud 11. Timmins, sun and cloud 13. Kapuskasing, sunshine and 14. Meanwhile, in Chapleau, 12 with the sunshine. Wawa, 11, sunny skies. Sault Ste. Marie, 13, some sun and cloud. Parry Sound, 11 with the sunshine. In North Bay, we've got 10 degrees with the sun, Temiskaming Shores 11, and Kirkland Lake 11 as well. Greater Sudbury Nickel Belt 12 with the sunshine, 12 in Espanola as well, Elliott Lake 12, and Gorbet 13. So that Highway 17 corridor beginning in Sault Ste. Marie running right through to North Bay, looking awfully nice for this evening. So again, these are the current temperatures. We're going to have a change coming up in our forecast for tomorrow. So once again, get ready for that because the long weekend is finally here. So once again, we have a certified arborist in the house, Ian Laidlaw from Ottawa with the Davey Tree Expert Company. I asked him earlier about what you can do to prepare your trees for the winter season.
Call your local arborist, have them come out, verify to check the trees. Getting rid of lots of disease and dead branches at this time of year is the best time of year to honestly do it. There's no heat stresses, there's no water factors coming into it. So just getting them prepped for the winter and specifically for the spring next year, getting all that dead stuff out, thinning them out, making it less likely to have ice buildup, stuff like that. So just call your local arborist, get them out there, and they can help you point you in the right direction.
Well, Ian addresses a very critical question in tomorrow night's segment when I asked him about climate change and the effect it's having on trees, not only in northeastern Ontario, but right across the country. And he says, due to the climate and the changes that we've endured, it has been significant. More coming up tomorrow night. Tony, back to you.
Thanks, Rick. Can't wait for that. New industrial strategy. Next on CTV News at 6. The Liberals lay out their plan to address the downside of tariffs and struggling sectors. And striking postal workers target Purolator locations in the Northeast. Today, the Liberals laid out a new industrial strategy with a goal of saving jobs, creating new ones, and attracting investment. It's a tall order, but one that Minister Melanie Joly laid out to a packed audience of business leaders. CTV's Rachel Aiello reports.
Today, Industry Minister Melanie Joly said the federal government has a vision to bring Canada into a new industrial era. It's a three-pronged strategy: protect tariff sectors, create new jobs, and draw in global investment and talent by building up key Canadian industries.
We know that we can build the best ships, the best planes, the best drones, and have very strong supply chains across the country. We can have researchers, engineers, and welders at work. We will use the power of procurement to create jobs. Because ultimately what I've learned is companies rather have contracts than subsidies from the government.
Detailing how she and Prime Minister Mark Carney plan to make this happen, Joly said Ottawa will leverage the new Buy Canadian edict to source domestic goods such as lumber and steel for future home building and defense contracts. And approving major projects will fuel growth in the critical mineral and energy sectors. Though experts are already cautioning strategies like this can go sideways quickly, and the key challenge will be how it's executed. The minister, tapping into her time as Canada's top diplomat, also said she wants to see Canadian companies become bigger, not only to solidify Canada's sovereignty, but to increase this country's soft power and influence abroad. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Striking postal workers in North Bay joined their colleagues across Canada picketing in front of Purolator offices today. According to the Canadian Union of Postal Workers, Canada Post has been shifting business to its subsidiary, Purolator, which continues to deliver parcels amid the postal strike. The latest job action was sparked when the federal government announced it would end daily door-to-door delivery over the next 10 years in favor of community mailboxes, plus other cost-saving measures. The union opposes the changes.
So how much of their business are they actually shipping over to the other side that they're reporting a loss and Purolator is reporting profits? So where are the numbers coming from? Why hasn't anybody been looking at the financial books on this?
Canada Post denies that it is intentionally pushing parcel business to Purolator, which is independently operated and managed. A large portion of the Purolator workforce is represented by Teamsters Canada Union. In a statement to CTV News, a union spokesperson says it supports all those fighting to protect good jobs Purolator simply states it is not a party to the ongoing labor dispute. A new report from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business says the majority of small businesses support reforming Canada Post. According to the report, 87% of businesses surveyed say Canada Post needed major or limited reforms, more than half saying they support the replacement of door-to-door services, and 45% saying they support freezing or limiting compensation packages to Canada Post employees over the next few years. The report also detailed that most small businesses use Canada Post services for invoicing and other letter mail, but have moved to other carriers for shipping packages. And the negotiator for Cup W says they aren't backing down on door-to-door delivery services.
I guess the question gets to be, look at all the other carriers out there, from the fly-by-nights that throw it on your front lawn to the big multinational companies. They bring it directly to your house. They bring it every day. And there's none of this, oh, we'll put it off till the weekend or alternate day. You get it that day and you get it to your person. That's what the service should be too. That's what most Canadians want that.
Canada's Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu is urging the union to review the Crown Corporation's latest offer. Postal workers walked off the job nearly 2 weeks ago after the federal government announced sweeping changes to Canada Post mandates, saying Canada Post's future was at extreme risk. And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Tony, this is the forecast everyone wants to see, because here we are on the cusp of the long weekend heading into the Thanksgiving weekend. Forecast radar. Our system will bring some precipitation to northeastern Ontario by tomorrow. This is what it's going to look like by about 11 tomorrow morning, and continue over the course of the day with the chance of showers. So we'll keep a close eye on that and a lot more, and then it'll clear up. Then chance of showers once again. Partly cloudy in Sudbury overnight. Sault Ste. Marie, chance of showers. A few clouds at Timmins, Temiskaming Shores, increasing cloud, and North Bay, clear skies. Temperatures better than last night. Moosonee, clear skies. Caphurst, clear. Wawa, chance of showers. Gore Bay, clearing, and Parry Sound, clear at 1. Coming off that nippy morning, of course, this morning. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, chance of showers for a couple of days. 14 and 16 showers could start in Sudbury by the afternoon. Sunday, some cloud cover, 17. Holiday Monday, cloud cover, but no rain, according to Environment Canada, also at 17. Chance of showers Tuesday with a high of 15. Those temperatures, of course, above normal for this time of the year. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of showers. While we've got showers tomorrow, then the chance of showers, so a good bet for tomorrow. 14 in the Sioux, 15 Saturday, 17 sun and cloud. Holiday Monday, some sun, some cloud, chance of showers, 30 to 40%. 16 your high, chance of showers on Tuesday at 13. Timmins, Cochrane Campus, Casing, chance of showers tomorrow. 13, some cloud cover Saturday at 16. 18 on Sunday. Sun and cloud. Monday, no rain, sun and cloud as well, 16. To chow down on that turkey. Tuesday, we got the chance of showers at 30% with a high of 14. It's turkey or ham. Take your pick this weekend. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of showers for a couple of days, 15 and 16. 17 Sunday, some sun and cloud. Monday, sun and cloud as well. Nice day there at 17. And 15 Tuesday with the chance of showers. So again, temperatures quite favorable for this long weekend. North Bay and West Nipissing, chance of showers for a couple of days at 40 and 30%. 16 the highs. 17 on Sunday, sun and cloud. Monday, sun and cloud. Nice day there. 18 your high. Tuesday, chance of showers. Some sun, some clouds, some rain, and a high of 15 degrees. So all in all, not a bad forecast if you can dodge some of that shower activity. 30 to 40%. We'll have to see how that plays out, and the temperatures certainly favorable for this time of the year. And now, the one and only pick of the day. Here we go. This is because of the Jays' win last night. Thérèse Fortin, this pick of the Blue Jay, as she says, with a bad hair day. This was taken in Iroquois Falls, but Thérèse, merci. That's a great pick, and the Jays won last night, so they're advancing to further play beginning this weekend. Stick around. Tony has more news coming up after the break.
Romance scams continue to be one of the most common frauds in Canada, and now they're more likely to be linked to investment scams. People looking for love are convinced to invest in cryptocurrencies, and so far this year, victims have lost more than $54 million. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
My separation, and it was also a traumatic experience, right?
Hugo Sanchez of Toronto says when his marriage ended last year, he was at an emotional low point. He turned to social media to try and find a friend.
I was very vulnerable. I was not in my best stage, and I did some internet surfing.
Sanchez says online he met a woman named Lena who claimed to live in Seattle. They struck up a friendship and even spoke by Zoom several times, but it was mostly texting, and within weeks she had convinced him to invest in cryptocurrencies. She claimed he would triple his money, but over time he was scammed out of $80,000.
I felt devastated. Obviously, it was the savings and also some money that I didn't have.
Sanchez is in his 40s, but many romance scam victims are seniors. Elaine Harnham met a man online and was scammed out of $20,000.
He fell in love with me when he seen my picture.
These scams are not small crimes. They're crimes of trust. They rob people of their savings. They rob them of their dignity and their trust in other people.
The Canadian Association of Retired Persons, CARP, has been raising awareness of romance scams, grandparent scams, and investment fraud. It's calling for tougher criminal code penalties, mandatory fraud prevention at banks and telecoms, a trusted contact person program, victim recovery mechanisms, and a national coordination effort to share data. CARP also feels banks must do more to prevent fraud.
If you lost $80,000 or $100,000, that money has been transferred out of your account using an electronic system that is run by the banks, and we think it's incumbent on the banks to play more of a role in protecting their clients.
Sanchez wanted to share his story to warn others.
This might be real. This might be something that makes sense, but at the end, everything was fake.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
A team of scientists in Sudbury are examining the link between wastewater metals and antibiotic resistance. Researchers at the Health Sciences North Research Institute are studying how exposure to heavy metals such as copper, lead, and mercury affects the ways bacteria are developing resistance to antibiotics. The idea for this came during the pandemic when wastewater was regularly being tested. Antibiotic resistance makes bacterial, viral, and fungal infections harder to treat, increasing the risk of severe illness or death, and researchers say it is a growing concern.
The presence of antimicrobial resistance is spreading in different countries that even have much worse situations than we have here. But at the same time, to have surveillance and know how we are in, with the spread of antimicrobial resistance, it's an important thing, because I think probably most likely it will be the next bigger problems that will affect our healthcare system.
The project is still in its early stages, and the team is collecting samples from wastewater plants across the region. An Ontario hospital is hoping to recruit patients for a medical trial that involves a novel way to treat kidney cancer. As CTV's Pauline Chan tells us, it's already been proven successful in treating other forms of cancer.
Currently, the standard therapy if kidney cancer hasn't spread is surgery. So either taking the whole kidney out or just the tumor and leaving just a portion of the kidney itself.
Dr. Derek Kuhl says kidney cancer can affect younger patients with a genetic predisposition to it, but generally patients are older, and it's been associated with things like diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure.
So it's one of the few cancers where we're actually seeing an overall rise over time in our population.
Kuhl has been trying a new minimally invasive way to treat kidney cancer.
It's called Y90 radioembolization. Fancy term for basically we have these tiny beads. In fact, I can show a little vial here. They're tiny little glass spheres.
A catheter is inserted through the patient's groin.
We navigate that all the way up under X-ray until we get to the arteries supplying the kidney.
A water solution is pumped into the tubing, carrying the radioactive beads.
So then they travel along this catheter all the way through into the patient and then get delivered out the end of our catheter.
Directly to the tumor.
So the radiation will be slowly given over the course of about 2 to 3 weeks before it's really essentially bland. We have a lot of experience using this technology for treating liver cancers for about the last 20 years, and it's been really effective with very, very few in the way of side effects.
So far, Cool has done the procedure on 3 patients, and they're hoping to do a total of 16 as part of their trial. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
5 schools in West Nipissing are celebrating after raising thousands of pounds in food for the municipality's food bank. CTV's Eric Tashner was there for the drop-off.
Cheers and smiles. It's a celebration tinged with orange, the color of Franco Cite Catholic Secondary School, as students pass bags of food to the next person in line. A human chain formed, handing them along to the food bank stores.
Inflation is a big thing. A lot of people are losing their jobs, so it's just very important. Food is a necessity, right?
Full of enthusiasm, students of 4 elementary schools and 1 high school went out door to door last night collecting non-perishable food items and cash donations.
Everyone's always so nice and so appreciative to be a part of it. They're so happy to give us whatever they can, and we appreciate every single donation that we get.
The generosity is so high, especially this year. We had a hard time communicating with people with the post-Canada strike. We couldn't give out pamphlets, and yet people still came out.
This tradition is in its 25th year. Teacher Yves Lafreniere organized the human chain idea with the help of 3 others, looking to create a school community project as a way of showing appreciation for the public support for the school over the years.
Students are really eager to come and do Une Canne Ça Dépend. They really want to do it every year.
Last year, the schools broke their own record, collecting a total of £22,000 and $4,300 in cash donations. This year, they're just a little shy of that, but still a whopping £20,000 and $1,800 in cash.
Anything makes a difference, and 20K is so much that it changes a life.
It couldn't have come at a better time for the food bank. Just last night, the shelves were almost bare. Food bank coordinators expect this will help feed clients until early spring.
We used to get 50 to 60 people come through our doors. Last month we had 174 in one day. And when you add up all the people at home, it's just under 400 people that we feed.
Donations can still be dropped off this weekend at the food bank. And at a time of giving and sharing, a large school community knows that it's done its part.
Strength of the community, strength of the school, and it's just the atmosphere is so good.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, Sturgeon Falls.
And while those students were helping to feed the hungry, students in Sudbury were going hungry. This was the scene outside École Secondaire Catholique Champlain last night in the greater Sudbury community of Chelmsford. About 65 students, accompanied by staff members, took part in the school's 15th annual Homeless for a Night initiative. It aims to give students a symbolic experience of some of the challenges faced by those experiencing homelessness. Students have only cardboard boxes and tarps for shelter.
Everyone deserves the basic human rights, so we took away a lot from them tonight. We took away their phones. We're limiting the amount of food they have access to, although nobody will go hungry. And we want them to know that life isn't always easy, that we can appreciate what we have, but to think of others that don't have everything that they need, basic human rights.
Well, this is my 4th year participating in this event, and I think it's a really good way to show the community that there's always change that needs to happen. And this activity isn't just to show people of the community, but it's also to show the students of the school that how lucky they are for what they have.
Money raised from the fundraiser will see the school purchase winter clothing for families in need. It will also support the Sudbury Infant Food Bank and Chelmsford Food Bank with non-perishables collected during the event. They're moving on. Still ahead on CTV News at 6. Toronto beats the New York Yankees to advance to the American League Championship Series.
Clothing provided by Laura, Melanie Lynn.
Sudbury's Kiwi Park marked a major environmental achievement today, the planting of its 100,000th tree. The city's mayor and community members were on hand for the celebration, witnessing the final 10 saplings go into the ground. The 5-year regreening initiative started with an initial goal of just 10,000 trees, but that goal grew after A&M Remediation partnered with the park and committed to reaching the 6-figure milestone. Those involved with the project say it demonstrates the power of community.
We're a small organization. It's a really big thing for us to complete and to be ambassadors and lead by example of what a small organization can accomplish, whether it be an individual can plant 10 trees or something like Kiwi Park can do 100,000. It's something that we can all do to give back.
Different groups of businesses and school kids from local schools for planting trees, and a lot of the park staff, and some of us, we would come in and pitch in, during the season, so spring, summer, fall, to plant the trees. So it took quite a lot to get to here.
It just goes to show our history of Sudbury as well as planting trees. That's a bit of our backbone of the history of our community for the last 50 years, and the fact that we're continuing to plant as many trees that we can. I think it's a testament to obviously the will of the group here.
In 5 years, it's estimated more than 900 community members dedicated 3,500 hours to the project. Scheduling conflicts are going to have a large impact on Sault Ste. Marie's premier curling event. The annual Henderson Medal Fall Classic is just 2 weeks away, and organizers say it's going to be smaller than last year. This year's Fall Classic is losing a third of its players. Last year, considerable growth was seen with 28 teams visiting the Soo, including a waiting list of at least 7 more squads. This year, only 18 teams will descend on the border city. After organizers were informed, Team Eden out of Sweden and Saskatchewan's Team McEwen were dropping out due to scheduling conflicts. The event still boasts 4 of the top 12 teams, including back-to-back winners of the Fall Classic, Team Dunstone. Organizers say the barrier is a front-loaded Grand Slam schedule this year.
Pan-Continental is in conflict with our event. The pre-Olympic trials is also in conflict. Plus we have the Olympic trials coming up. We just had the PointsBet Invitational. It's just been difficult in terms of scheduling, not so much for us, but for the teams.
The event runs from October 23rd to the 26th. Harnden says fans will likely view it as similar to the first edition of the Fall Classic, though he's sure next year it will be prepped for growth once again. As it has been for most of the season, it was a full team effort for the Toronto Blue Jays last night, eliminating the New York Yankees in the American League Divisional Series.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him! Jeff Hoffman strikes out Cody Bellinger, and the Blue Jays have done it. They have knocked off the New York Yankees. They have won their first playoff series since 2016.
The Jays got all 27 outs from their bullpen in a 5-2 win that punched their ticket to the Final Four of the Major League Baseball playoffs. The Jays were jubilant in the visitors' clubhouse at Yankee Stadium after sealing the deal. Jays first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. delivered clutch hits throughout the series, including a single to kick off scoring in the first inning. He finished the 4-game set with 9 hits, 3 of which were home runs. He also had a great moment with former Boston Red Sox great David Ortiz after the win.
Oh, hey, let's do it again. The Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. Let's go, baby.
But you don't take it personal. I get it.
One more. The Yankees lose.
The Jays have to wait and see who they play next. It'll either be the Detroit Tigers or the Seattle Mariners. Their series is tied at 2 apiece. They play tomorrow night. To local sports now, the NOJHL showcase ended with a bang for the Powassan Voodoos. Last night, the Voodoos closed out the event with a 6-2 victory over the Sudbury Cubs. The Cubs face another tough team in the Hearst Lumberjacks tonight. Puck drop is 7:10 at Countryside Arena. The northern teams in the OHL are off tonight, but all 3 will be in action tomorrow night. The Sudbury Wolves head to Brantford, looking for their first win of the season against the Bulldogs. The North Bay Battalion will also be traveling. They're heading south to take on the Guelph Storm. Both those games are 7 o'clock starts tomorrow night. And the Sioux Greyhounds will get to spend their Friday night at home. They play the Kitchener Rangers at 7:07. Saoirse Ronan is joining the cast of the upcoming Beatles biopic. David Daniel has that story and more in tonight's Hollywood Report.
Saoirse Ronan is joining the Beatles biopics. According to multiple reports, the four-time Oscar nominee is set to play Linda Eastman McCartney, wife and eventual bandmate of Paul McCartney. Oscar nominee Paul Mescal plays Paul. He and Ronan also played husband and wife in the 2023 sci-fi thriller Foe. The 4 Beatles biopics, one from each band member's point of view, are due out in 2028.
This game, it fills stadiums overseas. And it's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Or a movie screen. A secret screening at the New York Film Festival turned out to be the world premiere of Marty Supreme. Star Timothy Chalamet and director Josh Safdie were on hand for the surprise. Marty Supreme opens in theaters December 25th.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we're going to Jersey.
The heroes in a half shell make a shocking discovery in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Chrome Alone 2 Lost in New Jersey. The new short film is set to play in front of the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants when it debuts in theaters December 19th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A new survey shows the majority of Canadians think boycotting American goods or travel is actually helpful. According to a new Nanos research poll, 4 in 5 Canadians believe boycotting U.S.-made goods or avoiding travel to the U.S. could help strengthen Canada's bargaining position with Washington. Fewer than 1 in 5, or 18%, said they believe it would not be helpful or somewhat helpful. Older Canadians were more likely to support the idea. Among those 55 and older, 85% said a boycott would boost Canada's hand, compared with 74% of those aged 35 to 54. Aritzia's expansion into the U.S. is going well. BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez has more on the retailer's success.
Revenue is up 32% at Aritzia. The Canadian clothing retailer reported its latest earnings after the trading day ended. Net revenue came in at $812 million for the latest quarter, and that easily surpassed expectations. The company is seeing strong sales in the U.S. They were up 40% year over year. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down more than 1/3 of a cent to 71.30. West Texas Intermediate crude is down close to $1 to 61.03. Western Canadian Select is up to 51.43. And the TSX dropped 232 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Mirella Fernandez.
And here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold down $62.64, closing the day at $39.7630 U.S. an ounce. Silver up 31 cents to end the day at $49.06. Copper moved ahead 3 cents to $4.91. And nickel up 6 cents, ending the day at $6.94 U.S. a pound. And Rick is back now with one last look at your Friday weather.
Well, here it is. We can safely say, Tony, it's a long weekend. Finally here, we've got some precipitation in the forecast. 30% chance of showers in Greater Sudbury, 30% chance in Timmins, and again, Sault Ste. Marie, showers. Take a look at those temperatures. Meanwhile, in North Bay, chance of showers, sun and cloud. Parry Sound at 17, Temiskaming Shores 15. Chance of showers. It's going to be a variable forecast, to say the least, over the course of the next couple of days for this long weekend. Tony?
Thanks so much for that, Rick. And finally, Cape Crusaders converged on Sudbury's Health Sciences North yesterday as a popular fundraiser made its triumphant return. The Superheroes for Little Heroes event raises funds for pediatric care. More now from CTV's Amanda Hicks.
It's not a bird, it's not a plane, but it is for a good cause. Making its high-flying return is Superheroes for Little Heroes, where a large crowd gathered hoping to catch a glimpse of their favorite caped crusader.
I was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or Wonder Woman?
Spider-Man.
I like the Superman. Superhero, what do you like? Spider-Man?
Lots.
Lots of them, lots of them.
Behind the masks are Sudbury police officers who trade their tactical gear for capes. Their mission is to repel the side of Health Sciences North to bring joy to the crowd outside and the children inside the hospital who are fighting battles of their own.
I get the satisfaction of being that hero that everyone loves, going down on ropes. So it's an honor to take that kind of superhero picture that kids look up to.
I think everybody is super in their own way. And I think no matter what challenges our youth are facing today, they have super amazing qualities, and we need to celebrate that with our youth as well as with our adults.
And it wasn't just two-legged heroes taking part. For the first time, a member of the K-9 unit participated with help from his handler. While the event is meant to bring the community together, it also doubles as a fundraiser in support of pediatric care.
The money is going to some priority items and equipment that will help keep kids closer to home, because that is our priority here, is to make sure that kids aren't traveling down when they're unwell and staying here close in the community.
We often say, you know, you need to see beyond the uniform, see us as humans that live in this community, and we're looking to build relationships not only with the community but with our youth.
The Superheroes for Little Heroes event have been grounded since 2019 due to the pandemic, and what a comeback this year was with its highest turnout yet. Organizers say they already have a big surprise in store for next year. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Yes, what a great cause. And folks, that's CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. Thanks so much for watching. More news comes your way at 11:30 with Ian Campbell. Good night.